Hi, KO4. Happy Monday. I have a nonfiction book to read to you today. If you remember last week, we read The Sun. And this week, we're going to read about the moon. And it was written by Martha E.H. Rustad. So here we go. It has a table of contents. And it says, shining light. What is the moon? The moon's surface. The glossary, read more, internet sites, and the index. It's a very, very tiny book. All right, there is a photograph of the moon in the sky, and looks like there's a lake here. A shining light. The moon shines high above the earth. It brightens the night sky. This is a picture of the moon out during the daytime, because sometimes you can see the moon during the day. I actually saw the moon during the day last week when I looked up in the sky. The moon is easy to find at night. Sometimes you can see the moon during the day. And then here's a diagram. If you remember last week we talked about diagrams, they tell us things. So the moon reflects the sun's light to Earth. The sunlit part of the moon seems to glow. So here is the sun, Earth, and here's the moon. And so the sun's light is hitting the moon, and then it's going onto the Earth. There's a moon in the sky, like at dusk or maybe early morning, dawn or dusk. Sometimes only part of the sunlit side of the moon faces the Earth, so just a part of it. Our view makes it seem like the moon changes shape. So what have you guys learned so far from this book about the moon? Did you know that it's just reflecting the sun's light onto the Earth? Did you know that you can see it during the daytime? Here's another diagram here of the Earth. And then this is the moon going around the Earth, or orbiting. What is the moon? The moon is Earth's satellite. It moves around Earth once every 28 days. The same side of the moon always faces the Earth. You always see the same side. Another diagram. Here's the Earth. This is its axis, and this is how it rotates. And this is the moon, and it goes around the Earth. Earth spins once each day. The moon looks like it moves from east to west as the Earth spins. Earth, moon. The moon is much smaller than Earth. About 50 moons could fit inside the Earth. 50 moons could fit in Earth. That's how small the moon is. What have you learned about the moon from the words and pictures in this book, this part of the book? Did you know that it would be 50 moons to go into the Earth? That's how little it is. And it always has the same side facing the Earth. Here's the moon. The moon's sun surface. The craters dot the moon. These holes make the moon's surface rough. Remember that word, rough? And there's a picture of the surface of the moon. The moon is not like Earth. Gray dust and rocks cover the moon. The sky is always black. So what have you guys learned so far? So what are some things you learned about the moon today? Were any of the things you were wondering about the moon? Did you have any wonders before we even started? I forgot to ask. Maybe you did. Maybe they were answered. And do you still have some questions about the moon that haven't gotten answered? Like, does anybody live on the moon? How many times has anybody visited the moon? Has anybody brought stuff back from the moon? Here is our glossary. Crater, a hole made when objects crash into a planet's or moon's surface. Earth, the planet we live in. Glow, to give off a low, even light. Reflect, to return light from an object. The moon reflects light from the sun. Satellite, an object that travels around another object in space. The moon is Earth's satellite. So sometimes there can be man-made satellites, and this one is a satellite. This is called, the moon is also a satellite, but it's not made by man. Sun, the star that the planets and dwarf planets move around. The sun provides light and heat to the planets and dwarf planets. And surface, the outside or outermost area of something. All right, and then there are some more books that you can find out about the moon, and also some internet websites. I bet if you even looked on Bookflix or Pebble Book Go or Capstone, you could look up stuff about the moon if you're still very curious. And that's our index of the important words in the book and the pages they can be found. Okay, so I hope you guys have an awesome Monday. And you know what? I might try to make a Venn diagram comparing the sun and the moon, just so we can have some practice with that, because that's probably what we would do in the classroom. All right, you guys have an awesome Monday. I miss you guys. I'm excited to see some of you for some Zoom meetings today.